Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. In this short and simple video, we are going over a topic known as test planning. Now, if you are someone from the testing team or testing background or the quality management team, you might think, how come test planning is being called a short and simple video or a short and simple concept? Because test planning is actually pretty exhaustive. Well, that's true. Test planning is actually very exhaustive and very vast topic. But from the purview of the PMP exam, from the point of view of project management, there's not much that you need to study about this topic. It is simply a tool and technique in the quality management knowledge area. And the first link in the description that takes you to an article talks about other tools and techniques of this process as well, where test planning also falls in. Second link in the description is going to take you to a playlist that contains every single video that we have done in the quality management knowledge area space. So two important links, check them out. Now let's get started and understand what test planning really is. A quick reminder, please press the like button. That seems to be the only way YouTube is going to let you know the next time we upload new content. So like I was saying, test planning is basically a topic in the quality management knowledge area. This is actually a tool and technique of the plan quality management process. So test planning is basically a technique under the plan quality management process. If you're interested in the PGKA mapping, that is the process group knowledge area mapping, here it is. We are talking about the quality management knowledge area. Under the planning process group, there is a process known as plan quality management. And test planning is nothing but a tool and technique under the plan quality management process. So I hope you're clear. I hope you now understand why we need to study test planning and where does it fall in the grand scheme of things. So what is test planning? At the heart of it, test planning is a statistical method. And what do we mean when we say that test planning is a statistical method? Now, to understand the second point, to understand this point, let me tell you that you need to divide this into three parts. The first part is that the quality teams or your testing teams, they basically use statistics to analyze. So basically the testing team, the quality teams, the testing department, they are using some kind of statistics to analyze something. Now, what are they analyzing? They are basically analyzing the test results. So they perform some kind of results, and using statistical methods, they are analyzing the test results after they have performed the tests. Now, the third part is when they analyze the test results, they are able to determine how best the deliverables are meeting the requirements. So deliverables are nothing but the outcome of your project. So your project can have several deliverables. And when the quality teams analyze the test results, right? They test these deliverables and they analyze these the test results based on certain statistical methods. They are now going to determine how best these deliverables are meeting the requirements of the project. Right now, we'll take an example in the coming slide. So if this is still not clear to you, do stick around and you will be able to grasp it in the coming slides. Okay, before we move ahead, do you know about the project management for non-project managers program? This is a 6-session programs that is free of cost, available on pmclounge.com/pm for non-PM. If you are someone who is not from the project management background, this is the program to attend. So back to test planning. How do you use the test planning technique? We know what it does. We know it is a statistical method, but how do you use test planning technique? So in order to use this technique, the quality teams or your testing department, they come up with a list of tests or test cases. And they run these test cases on the project deliverables. As simple as that. Now, in terms of a software project, there could be certain test cases that are basically use cases, maybe users, what are the users expected to do on your software, and that is written in the form of test cases, and those test cases are performed, right? That is a simple example of how testing could be done on a software. But let's say your project is about the construction of a dam, and there could be several test cases. You might want to test the strength of the dam, you might want to test how much water the dam is going to hold, right? And if there are any leakages and stuff like that, the machinery involved in the dam, right? How good is that? How, let's say, how strong or how durable is the machinery that is being used as part of the dam? So all that can be included in the test cases that you design as part of analyzing the deliverables of your project. Now, when you run those test cases, right? So let's say for your software, you have certain test cases and you run those test cases. That is where you get data that you can analyze later. And this analysis is basically statistical, and that is why test planning is known as a statistical method. So let's take a look at an example. An example could be the website loading time, and not just the entire website or the homepage of the website, but even modules of the website, they can be tested for their loading time. And this is basically a test case, one test case where you are testing the loading time of the website. So let's say you have developed a module for the website. Uh, let's say the payment module, right? You are creating an e-commerce website, and the payment module has been created, and now you're going to test the loading time of the payment module. Now you can test this loading time on different internet speeds, you can test it on different browsers, and you will then have data that you can analyze, right? So this is what test planning is all about. You have created a test case to basically test the loading time of the website, and then you run the test on that module of the website that you are testing, and you get certain data and you can analyze that data. That is what test planning is all about. Gaps in test planning could be catastrophic. Let me give you an example. So let's say you did not come up with this test case. You did not test the loading time of the payment module. And you thought, let's skip this test, or let's say nobody thought about this test case to begin with. So what happened is you have created the entire website, you have tested different parts of the website, you've had your test cases, but the loading time was not one of the test cases. So your website is now live, customers come to the e-commerce website, they add stuff in their cart, but when they go to checking out, when they go to your payment gateway module, it takes so much time that customers don't make the purchase. So in that case, I hope you understand how catastrophic this really is, because the deliverable of your payment gateway for your e-commerce website, it does not meet the requirements of the customers. Customers want quick checkout, and the loading time for your payment module is so much, it's so high that customers are not even making a purchase. So that is why you need to make sure when you are planning your tests, you need to make sure that all sorts of test cases are covered. You can basically make use of previous similar projects as well. You can brainstorm, but you can need to come up with as exhaustive list of test cases as possible. And that is why test planning is so important. All right, question for this video. What inputs can you as a project manager provide for test planning? Now, test planning is something that will be done by the testing department, quality managers, test managers. But you as a project manager, what kind of inputs can you provide? Let me know in the comments. Definitely looking forward to your answers. So that's all that we had in this video. I hope you were able to understand how important test planning really is when it comes to real life project management. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified. Also, don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com, your number one free PMP resource. Thank you and have a nice day.